Eichhoff, who started their first game on Friday.
Yeah, and I tell you what, he has been hot as of late. You see it right there.
Here we told you about Eddie King Jr. has been raking in the tournament.
He's raking, and he's a low
guy behind home plate. Caden Bodine might very well be the best catch in
two-run ball for Riley Eichhoff, who faces Alex Alicea. Strike one, bottom of the zone with the ninth pitch. Alicea bounces it towards short, and Ty Dooley throws not in time. Alicea's aboard.
Whoa, he got down the line. Between Dooley attacking the baseball, did everything right, but Alicea getting...
He's already peering over at first. Lucas Moore pops up a bunt. Foul. I know we're all excited.
Dealer is what he is. And man, can he throw.
From Riley Eichhoff, Alicea takes off. The pitch, a strike, and Alicea is safe.
Alicea.
1-2. Moore cues this one into shallow left. Alexander comes on to make the catch for out number one here in the first. One of the captains on this team who missed a couple of months with a broken
3 ERA. This year, 3.22.
Strike three called. Two down as Caden Bodine works at the bottom. Now to the cleanup spot, and Jake Monroe goes first pitch swinging in the air to right center. Blagan Pato ends it. For a month.
Yeah, I mean, the last time he pitched was the final regular season of the game for the Cardinals against World Series here.
There's the curveball from Colton Hartman.
I'll tell you this,
Zion Rose. The corner. Zion Rose cuts it off beautifully and keeps Caden Bodine to a leadoff single.
To be down against Coastal. You throw those balls up, belt high across the middle.
Out for Alexander. The most in the country and the second most in the history of the sport.
That's what they do. I mean, they just hold their ground and find a way. And Dan McDonald's going to come out and ask.
way too in right now.
It's the first inning blues for him. He's got to find a way to start getting ahead.
Walker Mitchell, the batter, wide. Mitchell on the ground into right field, the base hit. Bodine scores with Alexander right behind him, and the Shots have the lead, 2-0.
Shots baseball right here, 2 hit by pitches, and they just continue to put bat to ball. Make the deep.
And if Louisville wins without using him, he'd probably be the guy to go tomorrow.
You got to protect him though, right? And you got to protect him from himself.
Special. 4-pitch walk. So 3 free passes. First 5 have reached. They're loaded, and you saw
21 pitches on Friday in game 1 for Louisville, and he threw 12 yesterday.
Only a hit batter. Bases loaded here, and still nobody out for Coastal. Last time out for Coastal on Sunday in the first. Season. 2-2. Toward the wall, and it's off the wall. Barthel scores. Mitchell on his heels. Pato to the plate, and Colby Thorndike does it again.
Close to Carolina now on a 5-run lead, but I'll tell you, the base running.
And there is still nobody out as Dean Mijos offered at it. DH in the 7 spot.
To come back is because the pitching is so good. It's gave them opportunities to get back in their offense, to get back in it.
Mijos strikes out, and that is fine. High Dooley, shortstop in the 8th spot, who rolls one up the middle into center field, a base hit. Colby Thorndike gets waved around. Lucas Moore's throw is cut, and it's 6-0 Coastal in the first.
Today with runners in score position, and what's odd about that is, in the college,
nothing. 9-man Sykes bounces it at Alex Alicea, who turns it into 2. 6-run bottom of the first.
They can spray it a little bit. You're not quite as confident as a catcher where the ball's going to go, but east to west with him.
On the ground towards short at Ty Dooley. Throws out Eddie King. All right, so K2, the freshman first baseman for the Cards, who strikes out. Second K for Eichhoff, and there's 2 away.
Really impressed down in the zone with a lot of movement. Very unpredictable for the hitters.
Yeah, that almost looked like a splitter. We've been calling it a change.
For the Cards. Sophomore from Chicago, first team All-ACC. 3-2. Rose pulls it, well struck, left field. Alexander spins around and makes the catch. My goodness, he played against.
Probably an advanced guy behind home plate. He's probably the best.
On a hop to short, Alex Alicea well positioned to retire Bodine.
But things are so different.
Schweitzer is 2-2 to Sebastian Alexander. Strikes him out with a nasty sinker, and there's 2 down.
Like that movement right there now.
Bait in the first inning. But it's the ability of not coming out, because back in those days.
Walk-on camp. Barthel bounces it over the mound at second, and Kamayu Neighbors makes it a 1-2-3 inning for Jake Schweitzer. Barthel bounces it over the mound at second, and Kamayu Neighbors makes it a 1-2-3 inning.
And it was an aggressive first pitch, left center field.
Slot. Let's get that sinker slider mix going, and man, he just took it and ran with it.
Bouncing ball off the glove of Blake Barthel, who's got to pocket it. Alisea swings, ropes one at Barthel for a double play. Oh, it was smacked. He's done a great job with that program. Lucas Moore skies this one to left. Alexander backs up. He's got room and puts it away.
I don't recommend it.
Up the middle, well positioned. Kamayu Neighbors, nice pick on Walker Mitchell.
Huh? That's big time.
5 spot who walked and scored in that 6-run first inning. He was their game 2 starter. 5-pitch walk, and Pato gets aboard. And 1-out base runner for Coastal. Well, we mentioned that maybe early in the year Thorndike would bring his at-bats to the field.
Be able to separate the two, and that's very common. It's even common for young players at the big league level. If they're going good with 3 pitchers, so it's pretty fresh for a very, very deep pitching staff.
From Schweitzer to Schlageter, left on left against Colby Thorpe. And now Schlageter, 3rd arm of the day. Hit hard right at the second baseman Neighbors, who dropped it, but they're going to wave that off.
It was a good try. I think they are. His doesn't have these bites.
I'll pop up and he'll head direction. We'll go home.
On the dirt ball, Matt Klein's throw is not in time, and Blake and Pato was just itching to move.
8 in games.
This one caroms away, and Matt Klein pounces on it after the previous pitch was deemed a wild pitch.
Yeah, and if you look at
that's down, and Dean Mijos works a walk, comes all the way back, and now there's 2 on for Coastal here. That's Matt Schilling coaching first. Breaking ball just misses in from T2-2. Bouncer towards second. Kamayu Neighbors got a charge, and he retires Dooley to end the inning.
It's always been hard to get here, but I feel like it's even harder than it's ever been.
Matt Klein sprays one into left center, just out of the reach of Wells Sykes. Klein's got a leadoff double to begin the 4th inning.
Those pitches down, and you heard earlier Dan McDonald talk about
it can be a tough day for you.
Then you have the problem of Bodine behind the plate. That is an excellent framer.
Yeah.
There's 1-2. Monroe stays alive. Jake Monroe was 2 for 5 yesterday against another 1-2. Monroe strikes out, and there's 1 away.
Well, you can't throw a slider any better than that right there.
Cards trying to chip away. King strikes out, and what was that sorcery? For out number 2, and now the stud freshman Tig Davis, who's got 18 home runs this year. 3-2. Davis takes ball 4. Wow, great takes from Tig. Have been strikes for basically 2 months.
That's unheard of. It's unheard of. And if you look at the ERA during that time too.
2-1. Rose chops it left side. Walker Mitchell throws on the run, and the inning's over. Louisville. We got some light rain falling here, and this is driven in the air by Wells Sykes to left center. Lucas Moore goes back and on the track. He's there for the first out. Schlageter's 1-1. Bodine bounces it at Jake Monroe. A couple quick outs, and this Louisville pitching staff has settled in. Vandy was the #1 overall seed. On the ground to first, and Tig Davis with a fine play to make it a 1-2-3 bottom of the 4th.
Let him play. Let the defense.
Kamayu Neighbors gives great speeches, and when we asked Kamayu about it, Mike, he said, yeah, they can get fiery, and sometimes I have a big personality, but...
Line drive center field, another hit for Kamayu Neighbors. He has had a very impressive Men's College World Series, and on the Bouncing ball up the middle and Ty Dooley for out number 2. Against speedy Lucas Moore. Bouncing ball off the mid, might help him out. Blake Barthel gets the out, and a little deflection. The head honchos, they had to come watch Blake Barthel. So the big guys showed up, including Kevin Schnall. And yeah, there's your QR code to get involved. 2-2. Barthel lines one to left, but right at Zion Rose. 104 off the bat. So
Dan McDonald, I see Skip Bertman and Dan McDonald, and Dan got that, of course, for the 6 years he spent with Mike Bianco, who obviously played for Coach Bertman and coached under him. Probably won't see that again.
3-0 to Walker Mitchell's outside. TJ Schlageter issues a 1-out walk, and a man aboard the batter. He's walked a couple of times. Gets jammed and pops it up outside of first at Ted Davis. 2 down. He's been making the rounds this week. This is roped by Thorndike into right center, and it drops down to base hit. Walker Mitchell goes first to third with 2 outs, and the shot that clears have him at the corners.
That's some traffic.
Rookie for Dean Mijos, the batter, and he goes first pitch swinging in the air to right, and that'll plug the gap and get all the way to the wall. Walker Mitchell scores. A strikeout from Jack Brown. Dean Mijos is back from his broken hand, and he has stepped up in a major way. Riley Eichhoff has been awesome.
How pitch counts. And also, you got to keep your eye on traffic, too. There's a big difference between throwing 80 pitches in a ball game with not much traffic and then 80 pitches in a ball.
More season. On the ground left side, and Walker Mitchell bobbles, and Monroe is aboard. A 1-out base runner for Louisville down by. Score that an infield single. And now King, who has grounded out to short and struck out swinging on a depth. Bouncer left side in the hole off the mid of Dooley into left. He had a long way to go with a ladder, and he forgot to put the ladder away. So Mom will. Eichhoff's 2-0. Davis smashes this one into right center, back to the wall, and it one hops off the wall. Monroe scores. King stops it. 5. Pike has an infield single, a ground out to short. He ran it full both times on their Gold Glove Award winner. This is roped into right field. Base hit, Garrett Pike. King scores. Davis stops at third. He's got 7 hits, more than anyone in this event, and he's got another into right field. Davis scores, and here come the. Talk things over with Matthew Potok. And how do you like your 9-hole?
Do it against Hayden Johnson now, making his 23rd appearance of the year. The numbers are outstanding.
To about a 620 OPS. Alisea offered at it is the word from behind home plate, but Alisea in the air center field, and Wells Sykes comes on to end the inning. Bottom 6, 9-1-2. Wells Sykes against Jack Brown, and it's 1-1. Wells in D1 history. On the ground, backside base hit with 2 strikes from Wells Sykes to get aboard. Champs in 2016. This is in the air to right at Eddie King for the first down. When you think about first, hot shot right field, another 2-strike backside single. They're going to go first to third in the face of Eddie King. On Sunday, true freshman, was on the ACC all-freshman team. So a slider to start out to Blake Barthel. Into left center field, and Barthel drops it in. Alexander scores, and the balk proves costly. The cleanup man, Walker Mitchell. He had a 2-run single in the first, and then he walked and scored in the 5th. Runner goes. Matt Klein's throw is
no, he's still on it. He's still
off
on
target. And Blake Barthel stayed on the bag. And hopefully he's all right. Up high, ball 4, and there's 2 on. I mean, think about this one. Comes in and hits Pato on a breaking ball that got away from Ethan Eberle. And Coastal Carolina is unrelenting. And he gets hit by a pitch. And now it's 10-3. Shot to clears.
To 9 guys have reached either by hit by
3-2. On the inside part of the plate for strike 3 called on Dean Mijos.
Park and play.
Lucas Moore stings one to center. But Wells Sykes is there, and there's one away. And sticking on schedule with these 1 p.m.
formation, which is nice.
3 games yesterday, just sitting back there, just giving us.
I love.
Cutting a miss, and Caden Bodine will cap the K. 2 down. The PFL World Tournament is Friday. Monroe, who is from Champaign, Illinois, so grateful for. This is struck well right center by Monroe, but Sykes bolts back at the wall to make the catch.
Fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup. And by far his best pitch is that slider.
As a very highly regarded arm a few years back. Caden Bodine pulls it sharply into right field, a base hit, and his second hit of the ball game. The projected first round. Alexander, very thoughtful fifth-year senior. Cutting a miss. Peter Michael looks pretty good when he comes on. King missed all of his freshman season because of injury. And this is
Yesterday.
Lifts this one to right. Blagan Pato. 1 down.
Yeah, guys, I talked to Eddie yesterday after he hit that sac fly walkway. They drive in. He said he's got a twin sister, too. She's in nursing.
Dad, and I'm telling you what, the boy can put down some groceries.
He strikes out here, and there's 2 down. In the top 7 days ago for Coastal Carolina. Rose on the ground at Blake Barthel. 1-2-3. Against Peter Michael. Barthel is scoring their opener.
That's outside.
That's outside, and Blake Barthel is on for the 3rd time. Leadoff walk to begin the bottom of Liz. Walker Mitchell now bunts one at his face, and Michael flips to retire him on a successful sacrifice. 2-1 to Blagan Pato is bounced foul. 2-2. I don't know if I. 2-2. Pato strikes out. Good breaking ball from Peter Michael. His 3rd K, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, Michael has shown us a good breaking ball. Ball slider, curveball, a little changeup to go with it. And it's a little bit different arm angle.
Pulled on a line into right, and Colby Thorndike has another hit. It scores Blake Barthel from second, and it's a unranked in the preseason top 25. Coastal hosted a regional. They beat Fairfield, then East Carolina twice.
Giving away free passes.
Chopper at third at Jake Monroe, who throws out Mijos.
They're controlling the narrative. That's
New York.
Yeah, you talk about having a heck of a year. 2.54 ERA, making his 27th.
The New York
say
Giants
27.
on the ground left side, and into left field, base hit. Taggart Tyson. So leadoff man off to really perform here in Omaha. This one is ball 4, gets away as well, and the first 2 are on for the Cardinals. And neighbors freshman from Illinois, Colin Mowry, part of the 2-headed tandem at the back end with Ryan Lynch for the shots. Hard hit ground ball to first, scooped up by Ty Barango just into the. Dominic Carbone's 0-1. On the ground at Barango, who backs up, gloves, Carbone covers. Coastal wins the championship series.
Not much they can't do what they've done all year long. They pitch as well as anybody in the entire country. 3 runs they allowed.